Mammy Till Mobley put the body of her 14-year-old son on public display so that the entire world would see what they did to it. Wow. Wow. Over the weekend, I went to see the movie Till. It was released October 14th, but it came to my cinema on October 27th. It was actually on my birthday. There's so much to unpack in a movie of this nature. Till is the true story of Emmett Till, who was a 14-year-old boy who was lynched and murdered in Money, Mississippi for whistling at a white woman. Emmett Till was played by Jalen Hall. I think they did a wonderful job in casting these characters because Jalen Hall will be forever cemented in my mind as Emmett Till. Not only because it was in color, but because he really resembled him. So the casting did a wonderful job with casting Emmett Till. Mammy Till, Emmett's mother, was played by Danielle Deadwyler. Carolyn Bryant was played by Haley Bennett. And Whoopi Goldberg played the role of Alma Carthan, which is Mammy's mother. The thing about Carolyn Bryant is she was silent for 6 decades about what was surely one of the most horrific incidents in American history. The 2 men who committed these acts were brought to trial and found not guilty in under an hour. Despite overwhelming evidence against them, they were found not guilty of these crimes and they were literally set free. Could you imagine? It's hard to imagine. It's almost unbelievable. That's why a film like this is so very important. There was no physical violence against black people in this film. And for a director to tell a story like this without showing physical violence is absolutely amazing. Carolyn Bryant would later admit that in court she dramatized. Basically, she lied, stating that Emmett Till never laid a hand on her. He never touched her. She told a Duke professor this when he was writing a book about the incidents. They actually exhumed the body of Emmett Till, hoping to extract evidence, but to this day, this wrong has never been righted. When Mammy Till found out that her son had been murdered and that they were planning on burying him down in Mississippi, she outright refused. In fact, she said, "No, you're gonna bring the body of my son back here. I don't want him buried on Mississippi soil." I didn't think that there would ever be a movie brave enough to attempt to duplicate the body of Emmett Till, but this movie did. And regardless to me having seen this as a young boy, it was actually published in the newspaper. It was in Jet Magazine, Defender. It was a huge story in Chicago. And despite having seen the true picture of Emmett Till's body, if you go to this movie and you actually see this, it's going to hurt all over again. There are really just no words. It's just one of those movies that I would have to say is must-see television. I'll put it that way. Mammy Till insisted that her son be put on public display for his funeral. Open casket, no doctoring him up. The way that he was received to her when she went to view the body is the way she wanted the world to see her son. The way she wanted the world to see what happened to her son. It's quite horrific and amazing and shocking. This movie was rated PG-13, but I have to state again that this is not for the faint of heart. I was affected by the original photo many years ago, but seeing this movie resurrected that tragedy and propelled it back to the front of my mind where I think that it's going to live for the rest of my life. To see this in color on the wide screen is just something that I'll remember for the rest of my life. I'll just say it that way. It's something that I will remember for the rest of my life. Rotten Tomatoes gave this a 98% 98% review rating, which was completely unexpected. That I agree with anything Rotten Tomatoes has to say. You're usually on two totally different ends of the spectrum, but they got it. And I don't think that was just like a sympathy nod because of race in America today or because of anything other than the brilliance of the film. Like I said, this is must-see TV, but not necessarily children must see this movie. I would suggest going to see this movie without your children. Even if you want your children to know this story as a part of their history or a part of American history, I think that adults should go see this movie first. This film was written and directed by Nigerian director Chinonwe Cheknu. She was the first black woman to win the U.S. Dramatic Grand Jury Prize at Sundance for her movie Clemency in 2019. This movie is making noise right now. It's in the movie theaters, and I'm sure it's going to do amazing and win a whole lot of awards and hopefully open a whole lot of eyes at the same time. It was amazing. I'm BT Bonner. I want to thank you for watching this video. I invite you to subscribe to my channel and watch some more of my movie reviews. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the ticket line. Peace.